Welcome back. In this video we are going to talk about another one of the important concept of Java 8, that is optional. In Java we have faced one exception for a very long time. Whenever we are doing a project in Java, that exception irritated us most of the time. That exception name is null pointer exception. So Java 8 people introduced one class in which they have provided certain methods which will help us to manage or to avoid null pointer exception. That class name is optional class. In this video we are going to see what are the methods resides in optional which will help us to manage null pointer exception with the help of examples. So let's start. So what I have done here, I have taken a variable name data and inside I am saving it null. Now what I will do, I will call offNullable method. offNullable method will return empty instance of optional class whenever it got null value. Let's see how offNullable method works. Now you can see that optional data carries empty instance of optional because the data variable has right now null value. Now what if instead of null I am going to pass here one string. Let's say I will pass my channel name Adhyan. Let's execute the code again. Now it is carrying in optional, it is carrying Adhyan. Now if I wanted to access this data, we can use the get method. How I will do that? I will write optional data dot get method. Get method will extract the data whatever carries inside that reference of optional. Let's execute the code again. See, that's it. That's how we can manage null value. Now we can also manage null value with the help of a if-else logic. Let's write a if-else logic. Here I am going to call isPresent method. isPresent method will return boolean condition. isPresent method will return true if and if the data in optional data carries non-null value. If it carries a null value, then it will return false condition and it will go into the else block. Let's write a statement inside if block. To check that it is working properly or not. Here I am going to write optional data carries dot get method to see what data it is carrying, and here I am going to write another statement, and statement will be optional data is empty. So right now in optional data it is carrying Adhyan string, so it should go into the if block. So let's execute the code. So optional data carries Adhyan, it is going into the if block. Now instead of string, if I will pass null here, now it is saying optional data is empty, it is going into the else block. Now if you don't want to write if else logic, then you can use another method. That method name is if present. If present, you can write your own logic if the data carries that is non-null value. How we are going to do that? We will write optional data dot if present. Here we are going to write our own logic, that if the data exists, then we can write our own condition, whatever the condition or we wanted to process the data. Right now I've just printed a statement here. So right now it is carrying null value, right? So console it will show completely empty. See, you can check that in the console it is showing nothing. Now instead of null, if I will pass one string here, let's check the code again. Now it is showing Adhyan. So if present will show only and only if the data carries inside optional data that reference non null value. If it carries a null value, then it will show nothing. Now from this example we understood how of nullable method is present method, if present method will help us to avoid or to manage null pointer exception. Now let's take one more example, and in this example we will see what are the different types of methods exist in optional class. Now in this example what I have done, I have written some names and saved it inside a list string. Now what I will do, I will extract one single name with the help of a find any method of string and we will save it inside optional reference. Let's do that. I gave optional reference name is optional name, and here I am going to call the names dot stream dot find any to extract one random name. Now let's see what are the different types of method exist inside optional class. Now we have seen the work of a get method. Get method we will use to extract what data exists inside that reference. So let's execute this code again. It carries name Aditya. Now if you wanted to know the hash code also we can get with the help of a hash code method dot hash code. We got the hash code also. Now there are three methods are there: or else get, or else throw. Let's understand three methods work slowly by slowly. The first one, or else. This optional name dot or else method will execute only and only when optional name carries a null value. When optional name will carry a else value, then only it will execute or else condition. Otherwise whatever the data is saved inside optional name, that is going to return. For example, right now I have written here or else. I am going to write here optional name reference name, optional name reference is empty. Right now it saved one name, my name Aditya, so it should not go into the or else block, right? So let's see. Okay, right now it did not went to the or else block, it just returned the whatever the name is stored it here. Now what if I'm going to pass optional dot empty? Now it will go into the or else block because optional name nothing exists. Optional name reference is empty. Now another method is there, or else get method. Or else get method is used whenever you wanted to write a certain type of a logic or some wanted to process some data if optional name does not exist. Let's write a method to see how or else get method works. So what I'm going to here, it will accept supplier predefined functional interface. So let's write a supplier logic. Here also I'm going to write a statement right now. Statement should be supplier references called. Now let's save the reference name here. Right now optional name is empty because I've saved it empty with the help of a empty method. Now let's execute the code again. So it is calling this statement supplier reference is called. Now you can see that I've written a method here, and that I've written a lambda expression here, and that lambda expression I've saved inside a supplier reference. Even if you don't want to do this, you can directly call this lambda expression to the inside this or else get method like this. It will be executed in a single line only. Then in that scenario we don't need this line of code. See, it works exactly in the same way. Now another or else method exists. That method name is or else throw. The name itself, it will tell you that it will throw your custom exceptions if you wanted to throw. For example, arithmetic exception, string out of bound exception, or number format exception, any type of exception you wanted to throw. If the data does not exist in that scenario, you can also call a custom exception inside or else get through. For example, right now I'm going to call number format exception. Data anyway does not exist because it is showing optional.empty. Now let's execute the code. It is showing number format exception. Now instead of number format exception, if you wanted to throw arithmetic exception, that also you can do that. You don't have to do nothing, just you need to call arithmetic exception here. That's it. Okay, now what I will do, I will remove this optional.empty, and here I'm going to call again a random names dot stream dot find name. Now you can see that because optional name carries certain data, it is not going into or else throw block. Let's see some other methods which carries inside optional class. We saw the job of a get method, has code, or else get, or else throw. Filter, it equals equal method, filter method, flat map. It will work in the same way, the way it works inside the stream class. Now is present method we already saw the job in the previous example. Now map function I already covered in the stream class. The only difference between optional map and streams map is one resides inside stream class and another one is optional class. Other than that, their work is exactly the same. We can see that here all the names are in small case, right? Let's make all the name into uppercase with the help of a map method, the way we did in the previous video of stream. Now after that, I'm going to call get method to see it is working exactly in the same way or not. See, all the names, now the name is coming in uppercase. So we saw the different job of methods which exist inside optional. Now there is one more important thing I need to discuss. Right now what I have done, I have written a list of names, and this list of names out of this list of names I have extracted one name and saved it inside optional. Instead of that, you can save all the list of names inside optional. How you are going to do that? Let's see. What we will do, we'll call optional dot off, and here I'm going to call that list reference. Now all the names are saved to optional of list string. Now we can use the get method to see what are the names it carries inside list, inside optional. What are the names carries inside optional? Now let's execute the code again. Now you can see that all the names which is stored inside list string now exist inside optional list string. Now if you wanted to extract one by one, that also you can do that. We don't have to do anything. Just you are going to call this dot get, and here you can write your index number. For example, right now Aditya is in the index number 0, so write it here 0, and it will call the first name. If you wanted to call the second name, just change the index number from 0 to 1 and it will call the second name. Alright, now all the methods and examples we saw in the previous, all the work of methods we saw in the previous example works exactly in the same way in this also. For let's see, you can know what is the hash code of that optional list string. You say equals filter method flat map, get method get class is present map or else get or else throw. Everything in the same way it works. You can work it around here. It is the only reason optional class introduced here to manage null pointer exception, so that we don't have to worry about it. The only way to completely understand these concepts and these classes is to play with the code. I will provide all the practice code in the GitHub, and GitHub link I will give in the description section. If you do have any type of a doubt or feedback you wanted to give, you can write it in the comment section. I will try to reply as early as possible. In the next video, I am going to talk about another important concept of Java 8, that is date and time API. So stay tuned and keep watching Java 8 tutorials. Thank you.